Now, Jay, rumor has it that this Black album is gonna be your last album. Is this gonna happen, or this not happening, or what's the deal?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna record this album. Don't start that.
It's not gonna happen. Who are you working like? If this, you're saying this is gonna be your last album. Who are you gonna work with on this last album?
I'm just trying to work with all the producers the guys that I worked with when I first came in the game, like Ski, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully Clark Kent and some of them guys. And then I want to work with everybody I've been, got a chemistry with, like Timberland and Neptunes and, everybody.
Okay. Is there anybody in the game that you haven't done a collab or worked with that you...
In the ever-evolving or devolving landscape of hip-hop, few artists have left an indelible mark quite like Jay-Z. From growing up in Marcy Projects to billionaire mogul, with the array of amazing albums from Reasonable Doubt to Hard Knock Life and The Blueprint, his ability to blend street narratives with introspection to captivate listeners is effortless. Between the gritty details of his past street life and insightful reflections on success, fame, and the complexities of life.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is A-Z-L-O-V. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. I guess even back then you could call me CEO of the ROC.
Life. Jay-Z's influence has extended far beyond the realm of music. He transcended cultural boundaries, becoming a symbol of entrepreneurship and black excellence. Jay-Z's career reached its zenith point as he already had the girl, the money, and classic albums. So anticipation grew for what would become his most monumental retirement album. The Black Album is hailed as a masterstroke, a culmination of his artistry and a fitting swan song for an extraordinary career. Yo, it's your boy Zashi, and let's take a look back at Jay-Z's most memorable and most important album, The Black Album. To think this album is already 20 years old, man. Since it came out back in 03, this album was impactful not only for rap, but also the music industry as a whole. You see, it's like one of the best rappers ever signing out of the game. It's like peak MJ just leaving after winning his first 3 chips. And I mean, before we even get to the album, take a look at this cover, man. Simple, yet powerful, face to the world, with his hands tucking his cap as a sign of completion of one tough milestone and looking forward to what lies ahead post-retirement. As we already know, billions and 5 albums later, after the Black Album, he couldn't fully retire, as for the love of rap is in his DNA. I vividly remember listening to smash hits like 99 Problems and Dirt Off Your Shoulder as a little 4-year-old jit on BET and MTV. Since it is the 20th anniversary, I decided to listen to this album day and night, front and backwards, damn it. And if there's one word to describe this album, man, it's timeless. This album feels like a rap time capsule as we shift through the songs that are produced by the Neptunes, Kanye West, Timberland, Just Blaze, and Rick Rubin's. Producers whose names already speak for themselves. So with the sounds and beats that were made as if they were made yesterday, it's crazy that this album was originally supposed to be a 12 song with 12 different producer album with Dr. Dre and DJ Premier to be on the album. But scheduling issues occurred and that never really came to be. But
I'm saying, so I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I got in there with Just, I got in there Kanye, I did the joint with Rick. I'm bringing Timberland in now. We'll see how the Dre thing work out, but I don't want to compromise the sound of the album or the integrity of the music just to stick to that plan. Like, I thought it was a one.
But with the final version, we got the 14-track classic of the Black Album. The album's premise is a final swan song or songs of arguably the best rapper leaving the music game for good.
The best? I think every rapper should feel like that they're the best.
Okay, that's what you feel, but can anyone else do this the way you do?
I haven't heard no one do that.
Game for good, or so we thought. The Black Album stands as a testament to Jay-Z's artistic brilliance and longevity in the rap industry. Each track offers a unique perspective and showcases his growth as an artist. From introspection to braggadocious, this album covers a range of themes and emotions, and remains a landmark in Jay-Z's discography, and solidified his status as one of the greatest rappers of all time. As Jay announced, this would be his final album, with the production handled by some of the biggest names like Kanye West, Just Blaze, Timbaland, and Pharrell. This was obvious that many people were looking forward to this album, and when it finally dropped, it completely changed the game, as it was not only a significant moment for hip-hop, but music as a whole. With the rap genre finally being recognized as the most dominant genre in music, the Black Album symbolized both Jay-Z's trajectory in hip-hop and hip-hop moving forward as a genre as a whole. And now with the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, we look at the Black Album's 20th anniversary, and it did leave a mark on hip-hop. And that's how this album is so timeless. So let's get into why this album is timeless. Let's go listen to the album. When you first listen to the Black Album, it starts with a Just Blaze beat with an eerie speech about how things must come to an end, with the spacey beat in the background easing you into the album, getting you ready for what's to come. An album full of fulfillment, struggle, and closure, as it was supposed to be Jay's final album. Track December 4th, which is actually his birthday, he depicts the phases throughout his life. This is basically a little autobiography, with his mother narrating in the background of his childhood background, from his parents being together to both splitting up, and how his father being gone, and how it left a void in his heart, and how that led him into going into the street life, but then transitioning into the rap scene where we all know him as today. So it's a great way to introduce the album and give us a point of view of Jay's rags to riches, so you would say, and what comes after it. I love how he explains the shift in people around him once he actually got the come up in the rap game, from, well, wavy light-skinned girls looking his way and telling the listener that this was the life and you're either gonna love him or miss him when he's gone. And of course, the beat on this track, man, almost every beat on this album is phenomenal, man. So we go down to track 2, we go to What More Can I Say, and this song really felt like some black superhero music right here, man, in the words of Jay, as the emotion of Mel Gibson's Gladiator echoes before, and Just Blaze just makes the beat just slam through your ears, man, making it one of the leading songs to ramp up the album, with Jay laying down bars saying from this song forward he's gonna have a different flow for each song, which was a nod to basically the 12 producer, 12 album concept he had in mind. Effortlessly speaking to critics, claiming that he bites Biggie's lines, and the media's portrayal of him, of when he's only paying homage to his partner who died. Title of the song embodies what Jay felt throughout his whole career. What more can I say? What more can I show you that I'm really that dude? What more can I do, man? It was just, this song felt like he was just venting out his frustrations on how much more he could prove to us. He put his all into this whole rap game.
I gotta get to the question everyone wants to know: why?
Killing that hat. You know, like, I thought my first album was gonna be my one and only, like an album a year, every year since '96. So I was like, what more can I say as a solo artist? I just don't want to get to the point where I'm just going through the motions. You know what I'm saying?
You're making albums just for the sake of making albums.
Yeah.
Over the course of your career,
He put his whole heart into it, and that you're either gonna wait until he passes, like every other rapper, then you will finally realize why you liked him, then love him. He puts his all into it, and what more can he say to the hip-hop fan other than wait until he passes away? The title of the song embodies what Jay's felt through, venting out his frustrations on how much more could he prove. He already put his all into this whole rap game and industry, and look at his accomplishments that he's attained since then. The only thing left to do is wait for him to pass away, and then you'll realize you'll love him just like every other rapper. With the next track, Encore, this track, man, the first Kanye produced track on this album, right after this, What More Can I Say? It's the perfect placement, man. And if it was anyone else than Kanye on the production, I don't think this song would be as it is today. it would be a completely different song. As Kanye, he adds a different type of layer in his production style. It's more than a song, he makes it an experience. And with Jay-Z rapping on top of that experience, it's gonna be the fusion that you did not know you needed. With Kanye's extravagant production and Jay's top tier bars, leaving you wanting an encore. As later in the track, Jay explores his rise, seeing both sides of how you're treated from the love and the hate, and how we overcame all of it. The substance that Kanye adds to this track is just amazing. It's only something Kanye could do, man. Now with Change Clothes, this was actually a single. I think one of the first few singles off the album, with Pharrell producing the track, which is an unlikely duo of a rapper producer. But when I think about it, Pharrell and Jay-Z are just such a good combination. It just makes sense. Alright, switching over to Justify My Thug. When I first heard this, I couldn't really get why he chose this beat, but over time and listening to it, I feel like this song is perfect for this album. It encapsulates what I talked about earlier about being a timeless album. This is something that sounds like in the far future into Cyberpunk 2077 vibes. DJ Quick behind this beat was an amazing choice, with Jay displaying a seamless flow on this type beat that I believe some rappers wouldn't even want to touch. And it evolves into Jay-Z explaining and questioning the corrupt system that we're in and the current system that's in place. And it's still current to this day. So that's why it's justified to the things that he's done and what he did to others and what others did in life. Hence, justify his thug. Now we go back to another Kanye-zy type beat, as Jay would coin him, where I think Kanye got the idea to call himself Yeezy after that.
It's like a scene from a movie. Yeah, like the basis of a classic album. This one right here, if you don't take it, then this is the verse I want you to do for me.
But nonetheless, Lucifer is the song we're talking about, as Kanye's beat streams through your ear as Jay speaks on the things he had to do to get through his life, with Lucifer always around the corner. And paraphrasing Romans 12:19, which is actually an admonishment to let God do the killing instead of resorting to violence. But Jay here, he's considering himself to be God, or Hove, as he calls himself. So he justifies his own vengeance by taking it to his own hand. With many Bible references throughout the track, Jay definitely displays his double entendre and triple entendre. How many problems you got? Probably 99, maybe more, but Jay-Z's most popular and mainstream song, and one I've heard constantly over the radio as a jit, with many people who already dissected this song. This really shows the range that Jay-Z displays with this grungy type beat by Rick Rubin himself, which screams the old Beastie Boys type days. And this song was the only one they ever really worked on, and it's already double platinum, maybe even more after the recording of this video. But 99 Problems is such a great song. Listening to it with Jay's bars, intimidating a cop and all that, this shows the range that Jay-Z has. After this song, it switches over to the interlude and one of my personal favorite Jay-Z songs, as PSA, in which he has a message to those.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is A-Z-O-P. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. I guess even back then you could call me CEO of the ROC.
Who may not have heard who Jay-Z is, so he gotta reintroduce himself, and summarizes his life in the quick but powerful interlude of switching from pushing bricks in the streets to billboards, and having the baddest girl in the game rocking his chain. And now, with this song being so impactful in Jay's discography, it will be remembered for years to come, man. Not only for the powerful message that Jay displayed, but it's also a bookmark in his career to let people know who the hell Jay-Z is. Allure is one of my personal favorite tracks and one of my top 3 favorite Jay-Z songs ever. With this track being one of the late additions to the album, I'm so glad Pharrell hit up Jay-Z before finalizing the album to listen to it. As many don't know, Jay-Z's and Pharrell has a very special relationship. Not the Diddy kind of relationship, but a musical relation. It's something that can't really be replicated. The soothing beat plays as Jay lays down the temptations of the music game and the game of life. This song is a perfect song to just listen to from any type of day, night, club time. It's one of those songs you could really play anywhere. And other tracks that I didn't mention, like Moment of Clarity and Threat, where he describes the peace that he has with what's happened in his life and his career.
Like when my pops died, I didn't cry. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it starts. Pop died, didn't cry, didn't know him that well. You know what I'm saying? But it just came from me being real about those feelings. Like when I went to the church and I seen him, like my first thought was it was a smirk. Like I was smiling a little bit, like, yo, this guy looks so much like me. Like we look, just alike. And, just the fact that I got a chance to talk to him and I got a chance to re-meet him, you know what I'm saying? I got a chance to tell him, how I was affected by him leaving and things like that, then, that I was cool with it.
And his past and present, from before the fame and what he currently has, for what's ever to come in the future. It is with the final track that really got to me, titled My First Song, with a Biggie snippet talking about how in music, you gotta treat your first like your last. You gotta try to strive to stay hungry and humble, even if you're on top. And Jay tells it how it is. For him to navigate through the street life, then transitioning into the music business and waiting for his turn, just like in the streets. And once he got his turn, it was go time from there, and he never looked back. Like a bar he says, there ain't no half-stepping, no slipping at all. Later in the track, he reminisces about the most important and helpful people in his career, leading up to the point that he's at, with his mom, his dad, Biggs, Ty, Guru, and many others that he shouted out. This really felt like a final goodbye letter from arguably one of the greatest rappers alive. I hope you understand that this album really is sort of like rap's time capsule, as it encapsulates what rap is as a whole with different flows and different styles, and that Jay displayed throughout this whole album. And if you do listen to it, I hope you see that perspective when you give it another listen. And try listening to this album backwards too. It'll give you a whole new perspective when listening to this album in reverse.
Never been a nigga this good, but this long, this hood, or this pop, this hot, or this strong, with so many different